Central Minnesota Sports Hub. It's the Morning Sports Desk, presented by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and streaming on YouTube.
It is the Morning Sports Desk, a state tournament preview special. I'm CJ Baumgartner, joined with Parker's Prairie Panther head baseball coach Derek Denny here. Coach, before we get going to anything, just congratulations on the section title.
Thanks, CJ. Feeling pretty fortunate to come out on top in Section 6. That one is loaded from the get-go, and there are a lot of quality teams in there. So just fortunate to have one more week of baseball here.
Back-to-back section champions. Once again, another Section 6A title for Parker's Prairie baseball. And after going to the state tournament last year, to the state championship game, when that season came to an end, how quickly were you guys turning back around and going, hey, we feel like we'll be back again next year?
We the guys had a busy summer, so they played a lot of baseball, and we graduated a large group. We had 9 seniors graduate off that team, and but had a nice core returning and had a lot of really good ball players patiently waiting their turn to get in there and play. And we started this season off, and guys wrote down their goal sheets, and a goal of everyone's was to get back to that section title game. And when you get to that game and you've got so many quality teams around, whatever happens, and the goal was to get back to that game and played a real gritty one. And here we are back at the state tournament. So just so happy for all these guys that were part of that experience last year. They got their chance now, and they're making good on it.
And yeah, like you said, it was a goal for your team coming into the year for a lot of guys to get to that section title game and to get close. Was there ever a moment that you knew throughout the season where obviously, you're capable of getting there, that it's a possibility, but was there a moment where it clicked for you, like, oh, we can get back there?
Maybe I would say towards the end of May. It actually kind of had a little bit of the opposite experience. We were 6-3 in April and had a few tough losses, Wadena, Sabika, and Uppsala, one of the teams that we'd beat in the section tournament. And we started off hot, and then we were kind of Jekyll and Hyde team. And man, some days we were really clicking, and on some days we couldn't do anything right, whether it was hitting, fielding, or whatever. And we had the conversation like, this is a goal. It's time to get dialed in, and the guys really did. They dug down in practice and got after it. We had a really, really good May. And we really felt like we were playing the best ball of the season the last couple of weeks in May, and kind of thought, yeah, this looks like it could happen again. So I guess it was in that time frame.
And what was it about the team that you felt like things are clicking when things are going right for the Parker's Prairie baseball team in 2025? What's happening out there?
Well, I think it's a lot like what's happened in our other teams in years past. I mean, they're having fun. I mean, the dugout's engaged. The guys are having fun on the field. They're chatting. And and I think the other thing is it keys off our defense. We have guys that are making plays behind our pitchers. Pitchers are throwing strikes. Our defensive innings are going quick. We're not spending a lot of time in the field defensively. And I think the other big key thing is that we've been getting production from everyone in our lineup now, especially the last few weeks. We're not just relying on a couple guys. We're really seeing 1 through 9, putting the ball in play or getting on base, whatever way they can. And I tell you what, when you have those 3 things going, pitching, defense, and hitting, it's fun.
Yeah, and it was a really fun section tournament for you guys. And like you said, you got the pitching going, the defense was good, and the offense hitting as well. I believe only one game, and it was that section title game, was the only time you guys had been held to under 9 runs. So for you guys to be able to have the offensive output you had in the section tournament when the games are the most important, what is to make a functioning offense 1 through 9, what has to happen? What are your hitters doing up there?
Well, the hitters have to have a little bit of a plan and kind of understand. But the other thing is they need to be talking to each other when they get done with their at bat, what they're seeing, what's going on. And really we talk about, what type of swings, hitters counts. Are we 2-0 or are we 0-2? I mean, there's a big difference in your approach to that. And really the message just has been one at bat at a time. Do what you can do to get on base, because every base counts. And those guys really have done that. And I think the big thing in that section championship game was we were able to get to Sobiek and get him out of the game. And it was really that relief pitcher that came in. First batter, he saw Joe Johnson, hit the walk-off to the gap. But he was pitching a good game, but credit our hitters. We had a lot of long at-bats, long counts, fouling pitches off, a lot of full counts. And that was a great plan, and the guys executed it. That's the other part of it too, is you can put a bunt on, you can put, hit and runs on, but really it has to be the hitters that have to execute that. And our hitters have been doing that. It's been really, really fun to see when they lay a bunt down and we're able to move around the bases like we can. Good things happen for us.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff too happened against Upsala Swanville area in that section semifinal game too. You mentioned the bunts getting laid down, multiple bunts in an inning, whether it was sacrificing, safety squeeze, all that kind of stuff. But you also mentioned the hitting and the at bats, and throughout the game, it felt like in that Upsala Swanville area game, like they were really working your right-handed hitters inside, and then the next time through the order, all those guys are right there up in the box, like trying to counter that punch, and just seeing that through the lineup 1 through 9, it's really, really cool to see. But back to that base running side of things too. I mean, that's again something that you work on all season long, and something that you're going in those situations to see your team running the bases this well. I mean, just what is that a testament to?
Well, that's a testament to our practice. I mean, we practice running bases. I mean, it's not hit and hope over here. We really do work hard on base running and base running situations and scenarios, and our runners take a lot of pride in that. And I really think our guys know they don't have to be the fastest guy on the team to be an effective base runner, but they do need to be alert. They do need to know the situation, and they need to pay attention to the other team, who's got arms, who can make what plays. And I tell you what, you get on base and you can create a little pressure that makes a big difference. So really happy with how we ran the bases here this whole section tournament.
And like you said, Section 6A, not an easy section to win, but you guys have done a lot of it lately, obviously going to the state tournament in 16 and 17, and then some other appearances after that as well. But this is the first time you guys had played in Morris since 16 and for the section tournament, and to get back there, how special was it to kind of feel like, obviously there's still a lot to be written in the Parker's Prairie book, but for that to kind of come full circle like that, how cool was it?
It was cool, and we talked with the guys, and the cool part for me, and I think for the guys too, is two of the guys on our current staff, Hunter Hagemiller and Andrew Johnson, were on that 2016 team and the 2017 team and the 2018 team. And in 16, we were at Chiswick in Morris, and we were able to go out the front door and win it, and that was our first program appearance. And so we got back there and we tell all the stories, and we talk about all the guys who made what play. And that's kind of the message. Like, you never know when you get called up, and we had to sub in off the bench in 2016, and we had Cody Springer at second base make two fantastic plays. And I think our guys have bought into that. They, just because they might not be a starter, they're a valuable part on our team, and you just never know when your chance is. And so it was cool to kind of relive that and talk about that with the guys, and then be back there and take care of business, go out the front door with another loaded year in section.
And, like you said, a couple of your base coaches there, a couple of your assistant coaches were on those teams. And you kind of touched on some of the things that they've done, but how cool is it to see that program again come full circle, where those guys were in there and they want to come back and they want to help out and they want to keep that tradition going?
It's just awesome. I mean, we've got another one in Levi Arnold. He's down at the junior high level, and I can sit back and kind of take this in and be like, man, this is awesome. These guys played, and now they're here coaching, and they're bringing back college experience with them. And I just feel like our guys are getting some really good coaching from some great kids, and kids that have gone through this, kids that have, gone through the tournament, and here's what to expect. And I think it helps calm the nerves a little bit too, and just give them that sense that this is doable. Other guys have done it, and I think that's the other thing too, is our guys believe that hey, we can go to the state tournament and make a good run again. Yeah,
exactly. And you got to give credit to Hagmiller, BSU guy here. So you gotta keep the connections where we can get them. So
for sure.
Yeah. And, with everything going on with the pitching, I know we talked about defense, we talked about hitting, but your starting staff has been incredible through this run as well. And you've kind of gotten contributions from everybody with the pitch count limit, with the way that the high school league has set it up, and for good reason. You're going to need to rely on multiple guys to carry you through. And you guys have had that benefit. How just crucial is it to have multiple arms that you can trust at this point in the year?
Oh, it's incredibly crucial. And, the fact of the matter is we haven't had to go super deep into this playoff run, but we've had years where we've had to go through that elimination bracket and win 5 games in a week. And I credit a lot of that to our summer baseball programs. Mike Arvidsson runs our junior and senior legion, and our guys play a lot of baseball games. And in the summer, our philosophy is any 9, anytime. And, we get 9 guys to play, and we'll throw different guys in there. So we really get a lot of different guys pitching that can shoulder the load. And then when we get into the season, playing back-to-back days or double headers, it hasn't seemed to have affected our guys. And we have a lot of depth, and we have confidence in our 3, 4, 5, whoever we put out there, that they can throw strikes. But a lot of that goes into, we look at all their bullpens in the spring, and we track their stats, and we know who's throwing strikes and who can throw what for strikes. And for those guys to have that confidence, it's paramount. It's just hard to put in perspective when you've got arms to rely on. That's a good feeling.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the state tournament upcoming here. You guys are going to Joe Faber Field on Wednesday afternoon, a matchup with Frazee. You guys come into the tournament as the 1 seed, taking on the 8-seeded Frazee. Just talk about what you know out of that Frazee team, what you know about the squad, and I know that there's a connection too with their head coach over there.
Yeah, for sure. Andy's the head coach. He's another Bertha guy. He's older than me. I'm the younger one here. So, but just a great guy. I really have a lot of respect for Andy and what he does over there. And we played Frazee earlier in the season, and we were able to come out with a win on that one. But I tell you what, you get to the state tournament, I don't care if you're 1 or 8, everybody earned their trip to get there, and everybody has their ace or aces. And I tell you what, baseball, I feel like, is that sport. You get that one person on the mound, and they really can be an equalizer. And we know they've got a great pitcher in Asher Blaine over there, and anticipating that we'll match up against him and see him. But I just think it should be a great game. And we get to play him, once during the season the last couple of years, and just really much looking forward to that.
Yeah, how much does that familiarity carry over into a game, especially when you go to a situation where you're playing at Joe Faber Field? It's a beautiful stadium, state tournament, all the stakes are there, and it's kind of this bunch of new stuff going on. How important is it to say, like, okay, well, we at least know the team across the field that we're going to play?
I think it makes a little bit of a difference. You kind of know what to expect. We had that in 2017. We matched up with Pillager, who's a conference team anyways. We see them twice during the regular season, and then we open up the state tournament against them. I guess in 2017, we liked that familiarity, and I would say the same here. We see these guys a little bit in the spring and get to play them in the summer, whether it's Babe Ruth or Legion or whatnot. So I think that helps maybe calming the nerves a little bit too. You're playing a team that you've seen before. You recognize some faces. It's not someone brand new. So.
All right. And, last question here, and we'll let you get out of here. Just how great is it to bring a team again to the state tournament and to this setting where obviously you want to get to Target Field, which is kind of the big jewel to go play at, but to get to play at some of these great fields in these great environments, does it get old for you? How does it feel?
It never gets old, man. It never gets old. And I tell the guys that, and I tell you what, we've been blessed to just play on some awesome fields and play in state tournaments, whether, in the high school league, and to be able to coach and play at Target Field. I tell you what, there's an experience like no other. And it's not lost on me, how special this is and what a great thing we have going here. So no, it never gets old. And part of that too is the guys that we have. I mean, I love going to practice. I love going to games. It's a fun group, and just really enjoy the guys that I get to hang out with. So it's a great job.
Parker's Prairie head baseball coach Derek Denny here joining us on the morning sports desk, powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Derek, appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on. Best of luck, and we'll see you Wednesday, all right?
Thanks, CJ. See ya.
All right, I want to once again thank Coach Derek Denny of Parker's Prairie Baseball for joining us here on the Morning Sports Desk State Tournament Preview Special. First, though, we do need to talk about the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. I mean, look at these things. Look at the games you can play at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone in Wadena. This is a coin pusher. It's Star Wars themed. Look at all this. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, and I love this thing. It's awesome. You get to have fun. You got your Empire over here, your Rebellion over here. You can enjoy all of these coin pusher games, up to 3,000 on the Super Bonus there when you go to the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Remember, half price play Mondays. Every Monday you go to the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena, half price play, which means double the tickets. It's awesome. And by the way, country's best chicken, you got the mashed potatoes, you got the pizza, you have the salad bar, you just have so much to offer at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Go by and check it out when you get a chance. Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Go check them out. I'm CJ Baumgartner. That's going to do it for me. Have a good one. This is the Morning Sports Desk, powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Remember, you can catch coverage of Parker's Prairie versus Frazee on the Superstation K106, 105.9 FM, streaming online at WadenaRadio.com, the Superstation K106 mobile app, and that it's got a 3:45 pregame, 4 o'clock first pitch from Joe Faber Field in St. Cloud. See ya.
Powered by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Follow the Morning Sports Desk on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And watch every show on YouTube.